Rockfish Gap is brought to you by the Northern Virginia Broadcasting Service. NVBS, unloading the truth since 1949. New episodes of Rockfish Gap every Wednesday. Go to www.rockfishgapshow.com for more information.
Are you using a cell phone?
No, Bill, I'm not. I'm using the burner, just like you asked.
Okay. Good, it's just, you're with the MSM outlet. You can never be sure who's listening. Now, normally I wouldn't be talking to y'all, but we've got to get this story out.
Why don't you start by sharing what you know about Phileas Nunn?
This whole thing comes back to him, really. Oh my God, crazy bastard. Gold Baron who couldn't stand the thought of disease. So much so when the flu hit in 1915, he built that place in the woods with his own immune system. He found a way to use architecture to keep disease away. Of course, you call the Park Service, the feds, hell, even those so-called historians in Waynesboro, they'll deny it. No, but it's true. A little bit of voodoo, some arcing angles, and voila, house that keeps out disease.
You're talking about the White House of the Woods, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but the historians say the place doesn't exist, and it's not on any maps of the Gap.
Of course they did. But I've met people who've seen it. Can't tell you the names. You saw what happened to those kids that went looking for it. Not gonna allow Full Freedom News to be responsible for any more disappearances.
What kids? Bill, are you referring to a senior in high school named Aaron Nielsen?
Yeah, who else? What's those, what are the names? Tally, told some Braden, I don't know. But yeah, the one with the tape recorder came to me and asked me all about that place. Wouldn't let him record though. Who knows who the feds enlist these days?
So he told you he was looking for the White House.
Yeah, kid had some sense too. Listen, I was saying for years the deep state, same people that fund your little radio station, made that disease in a lab and couldn't control it. I explained it to the kid, and he actually listened. He had this theory that the White House could be the key to solving the crisis. Seemed a little far-fetched. As journalists, we wouldn't publish something like that without research. Hey, you can laugh, but I've got a leg up on this story anyways.
Sorry, it's just... Full Freedom News isn't exactly what I would call journalism. I can't expect our listeners to trust a guy whose last two articles had aliens in the byline.
Damn right I'm a journalist. I just believe in a little thing called America. Getting banned from YouTube doesn't change that. But tell me this. Why would Aaron and his buddies pick a campsite that hasn't been on the registry for years? Right where the White House is supposed to be, no less. If there wasn't anything to go on, why, a kid must have found something. So think about that when you're selling the story to your stooges.
All right, well... Thanks for your help, I guess.
Gotta go anyway. Shouldn't be on the phone this long.
Excuse the poor journalism. Normally, I would never interview a conspiracy theorist like Bill Haddock, who balances wild theories about government cover-ups with hours of railing against the government. I mean, much less air it. But after our call, he sent me a long, winding email which included the very same contact he promised he wouldn't give. A person who claims to have been to the White House of the Woods and made it back. And that person was disturbingly credible. The year was 1996. Jackson Miller, a 19-year-old backpacker taking a gap year to hike the Appalachian, approached the Black Rock Summit Trail near Rockfish Gap. As he met the road, a horrific sight unfolded in front of his eyes. Two women were biking furiously on the opposite side of the road along the ridge. Miller noticed they looked anxious, sweating profusely and pedaling particularly fast. One of the women had an awful gash on her leg. As Miller called out, a huge black SUV swerved around the bend, careening towards the women. Both were forced into a sharp turn off the ledge. Terrified, Miller ducked behind a tree and watched as the car backed out and tore off in the opposite direction. He dialed for help with his satellite phone, and after a few moments ran towards the ledge and peered over. The two women and their bicycles were nowhere to be seen. The case is probably the most famous disappearance to ever occur in Shenandoah, next to that of Aaron and his friends. The two women, a schoolteacher named Maria Williams and her friend Tracy Campbell, who was studying to be a nurse, had no troubled background or known enemies. When I opened Bill's email, my heart nearly stopped. Skipping past musings on extraterrestrial invaders and corrupt journalists, my eyes gravitated straight to the name Maria Williams. This was the woman Bill claimed to have found. Attached was the email, vk1@temp/mail.net. I emailed her, leaving a phone number, and 4 minutes later she responded.
This is Maria. You have 15 minutes to reply before this email account disappears. If you want to talk about the White House, call the number 734 at 7 tonight. Do not share this email with any of your colleagues.
Hello? Maria?
Look, I don't have much time. It was a close call reaching out to Haddock, but I knew no one else would believe me, and, well, better someone knows the truth. Anyways, I think they realize I made it back, and they're coming to finish the job. So just listen, okay?
Slow down, Maria. Who is after you? What truth? What do you know about the White House?
Those are all difficult questions, and none of the answers I can give you will leave you satisfied.
How do I know that you're the Maria who disappeared at Rockfish?
You don't, and I don't think there's time for me to give you proof, okay? I have 30 seconds. Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
The White House of the Woods is real. It heals people. If I hadn't stumbled into it, I wouldn't have survived the fall. I don't know how it does it, and it broke me in as many ways as it fixed me. They know it too, the government men. They started researching it during the outbreak, and things went wrong. The experiments, I stumbled into something way over my head, and they will never let me live knowing what I know. Do you hear me? They will never let me live.
Maria? Maria, are you there? After my call with Maria, I had a serious conversation with my producers about whether or not to pursue this story. We were either giving a platform to the paranoid delusions of a few unverifiable sources, or seriously jeopardizing the safety of those involved in the reporting. I was preparing to shut down the investigation, and then I received this voice message from Aaron's mother.
Hi, Jessica. I found something Aaron left behind. I think this could be important.
One sec, I got it. Alright, so I promised Jesse I wouldn't bring this out, at least until the car ride's over, but you guys know this is all more important than just a camping trip, and if I didn't record anything, then what's the point?
Maybe so you don't look like an aspiring journalist from the 80s.
Hey, nothing wrong with a tape recorder, alright? Audio's better anyways, but yeah, so let's explain why we're really here.
To tell campfire stories, stargaze, hike.
And to find a magical house in the woods that cures corona.
I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit less sarcastically, Jesse, but yeah, we've technically already started. This campsite, it's not even on the map. According to my sources, it's a rest stop on an old back trail from the 20s. Maybe the one none used to transport construction materials?
Or maybe, just maybe, it's the one that's a crappy campsite.
Yep, what Jesse said.
I don't know, I got this feeling tomorrow's hike's gonna prove that wrong. Speaking of which, has anyone seen the green bag with the journals in it? Might need it for tomorrow, well, whatever. I can explain real quick why we're here for anyone who's wondering.
Here's that exactly.
Come on, guys, this is cool. Just let him talk.
Thank you.
Maybe a little biased there, Kyle, but alright.
I mean, I could grab the guitar and sing about it.
Oh, that sounds great.
You know what, Jesse? Maybe I will.
Nice, Jesse. You're gonna get him singing about the White House now?
Oh boy, here comes the guitar.
Well, y'all have clearly been begging, so let me tune this thing and I'm singing. I guess we'll call this the Song of the White House of the Woods, or Maybe just Jesse's a cynical ass. How about that?
Number 2.
Okay, alright, here it goes. Phileas 9 was a paranoid old fool.
Reminds me of myself.
But the money made up for the ridicule.
Can't relate to that.
He ran away without leaving a clue and built a house that cured the flu. He disappeared in that misty blue, and all that was left was a trail. Jesse, is that your ringtone? Hope you didn't pay money for that.
You don't call me a super saver for nothing.
Let's do that last verse one more time. He disappeared into the misty blue, and all that was left was a trail.
I'm not pressing the buzzer for that one.
Shut up.
Quick, what rhymes with blue?
Zoo?
Ooh. I take requests if anyone prefers other songs.
I don't know if you want anyone forcing on tape, man.
Mrs. Nielsen, why don't you walk me through what you found?
Jessica, you know, you can call me Jenny. And I'm not sure how significant it really is, but, well, he left his journal at home in a bag. But I didn't notice it before because I haven't really gone in his room much since it happened. But there's a lot here about this Phyllis Nunn character and that conspiracy he was chasing about the White House. But there's also a name and a number circled here, Maria Williams, and I don't need to read the number, right?
Don't worry about that. Did Aaron ever take up an interest in disappearance cases in the Shenandoahs?
No, not to my knowledge. I mean, I didn't even know who that was until you informed me. But it's a chilling thought that Aaron was mixed up in something like that.
It's all right. That's all I need. Thank you, Thank you, Jenny.
Hey, Aaron. Aaron. If we're last out here, man. Oh my god, I'm telling my mom. When they come rescue us, she's gonna put a 10-foot restraining order on you.
Seriously, dude, come on. We've literally been following the creek the whole way. We just gotta walk it back. Catherine, you coming?
Yeah, sorry, just grabbing a picture really quick. God, this outlook is amazing. You guys might want to come back and just take a look.
All right, come on, guys. Let's trace back a bit.
Oh, you can see the entire valley. All the little towns.
A whole lot prettier without the Walmarts and the gas stations.
Whoa. Stop, guys. Guys, look directly down. A little to the left. Do you see that? It looks like some sort of concrete. Almost like a pillar of some sort.
Catherine, point again.
Right there.
Oh. Yeah, huh? That's weird, isn't it? Who would build something like that way out here?
I mean, it's probably just some sort of radio tower type thing. They build all sorts of stuff like that, you know, in the mountains. Let's just go a little bit further, and then we can head back to camp, right? Right, guys?
I mean, Jesse, it could be something. I don't know.
Are you saying, like, Phileas Nunn something?
No, he's not. I mean, come on. We've only been here for a couple hours, and it's all fake anyways. Let's just go.
I mean, dude, if there's any chance, we've got to check it out. That's why we're here. I'm turning this thing off until we get to the post, and then we can try to find a way down.
No, I'm not.
Come on, Jesse, come on.
It was on in the first place?
Jesse, come on, let's go.
You never told me that.
Rockfish Gap is brought to you by the Northern Virginia Broadcasting Service. NVBS, unloading the truth since 1949. New episodes of Rockfish Gap every Wednesday. Go to www.rockfishgapshow.com for more information. To keep up with the latest Rockfish Gap news, follow @Rockfish Gap Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you for listening to Rockfish Gap.